Rich Side K9, we're going to shoot a quick video today and go over some e-collar comparison, what we like to use at Rich Side. We're also throwing in a Dogtra just for a comparison to the Garmin brand. There are a ton of different e-collars out there, a lot of different companies, a lot of different products. Research what you're getting. Whether you use one of the Bart Balone chameleon collars, fantastic collars, a high price point, or you go one of the lower version collars, be very cautious of that. There are other company collars out there. Sit means sit, off leash K9. They have their own kind of patent collars for their companies. I've heard great things about them. I've never used them. So for this review, I need to stick with what I use and what I know very specifically and in great detail and review that. So we're going to start with the Garmin Pro 550. We're going to compare it to the Garmin Sport Pro. Two different price points, two good collars. We're going to throw in a review of the Dogtra 1900s. I do not use Dogtra. However, I do own this collar. It was given to me. It was sent to me to do a review on and just evaluate a while back. Not a bad collar. I'm going to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and we'll go from there. So let's get it going. Okay, starting with the Garmin Tritronics Pro 550. This is your handheld device. This is your collar. Okay, these two collars between the Pro 550 and the Sport Pro may look identical and they may work the exact same. However, they are different collar numbers, okay? So if you look right back here, this is a PT10 collar, and on the Sport Pro, it is a PT6 collar. So they are different. I don't know what the exact differences mean, but clearly they're a different collar. It may just mean one receives this signal, one receives that signal. I'm not too sure. So what's the collar we prefer to use? Pro 550 all day long over everything else. This is probably the #1 used collar amongst high-end professionals, military, police, protection dogs, you name it, this is it. What I really like about it, it's very durable, very rugged. When you hold this in your hand and you hold something else like a Dogtra in your hand, you immediately feel like this collar is high quality and this leaves, you know, some desired things to it. When it comes to the Pro 550, your range is 1 mile. Your collar has some nice features to it. It has the searchlights on it. Searchlights on, searchlights off. You can leave it in auto mode, go back to V, and it has vibration feature on right now. So you have lights, you have vibration, and you have tone. So between lights, vibration, and tone, these are standard on the high-end Garmin products. And, you know, very few other collars have searchlights. Some do now. Some have tone and vibrate, some don't, but with the Garmin 550, you kind of get it all. Now, what makes this collar operate fantastically? High, medium, low stem delivery. Meaning, technically it only has 7 levels of power, but it has 21 different variations of the same power. So when you come on one, you have one low, you have one medium, and you have one high. Same power delivered at different pulse rate speed, meaning one comes in slow, 2 comes in medium, and 3 comes in high as far as pulse rate delivery speed. And it does feel different on the dog. It does feel different on you. The other benefits of this collar, you can work up to 3 dogs on it. You have momentary, which is just a nick, quick little blast. You have continuous. It's very quick at nighttime, pitch black, to roll through the levels, find the buttons with your finger, and you can use adjustments without having to look at the collar. We love it. It also works out to within 1 mile, has a built-in bark limiter. All right, guys, moving down the row here, we're going to come to the Garmin Sport Pro. The Sport Pro is one of our high-selling collars. It has a fantastic price point. This is $175 the way you see it right now. The Sport Pro gets you most of the features of the 550, starting with you have your searchlights on, searchlights off, you have vibration, and you have tone. You have 10 levels of continuous stem, continuous marked here. You have momentary stem here. This collar can also work 3 dogs. This collar's range, the Sport Pro, is 3/4 of a mile, while the Pro 550 is 1 mile. The biggest differences with this collar is you don't have the low, medium, high feature of stem delivery. I prefer the low, medium, high. However, for the price point and for like 95% of all dog owners, professionals, and the like, this is all you need. These two collars have a lot of accessories, holsters, lanyards, clips, all kinds of stuff you can get for them. This also has the built-in bark limiter, just like the 550. Fantastic collar. When you compare this to the Dogtra, and you pick up the Dogtra and you pick up the Garmin Sport Pro collar, these are kind of direct competitors in my opinion. This feels cheap. The plastic feels cheap and brittle and thin. This feels dense, thick. The rubber feels great in your hand. This at nighttime is also very quick, right? You roll and you press. You don't have to really look. As long as you can memorize where you lock out, accessory, and then from there, you know 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 10 is your level, and right on the button. You can do this in complete darkness very, very, very confidently. On the flip side, let's move down here to the Dogtra. Again, I didn't buy this collar. It was given to me to test out and just told to keep. It does not come in this bag. It comes in a huge box. It actually, a big plastic box, kind of like a box you get a Glock pistol or something in, and then this is inside of it. It comes with a couple nice features. So the one thing that I do like about the Dogtra is the collar. This is the same collar that the old Tritronics 500 used to use, and now Garmin put the thinner collar on it. I like the thicker collar. I like it a lot. This actual device here, couple good things. It's very easy to turn on and turn off. You press and hold the button. I just turned it off and now it's back on. Very, very clear. It's very heavy. This part feels very durable and strong. It's thick, it's dense, it's heavy. It feels great. This, complete contrast to that. It doesn't. It's lightweight, cheap plastic. It just feels like it would break if I dropped it on the concrete, to be honest with you. I can testify, I have dropped a Pro 550 hundreds of times. Ran over with a car to gravel, dropped it in the water. You name it, I've done it. It always works. I will almost guarantee this will break if I dropped it more than 5 or 6 feet on concrete just out of my pocket or something. Now, some of the nice things. It does have the pager system, which is vibrate. So you press and hold and it vibrates down. It has a tremendous amount of power, starting from 0, and it goes all the way up to, I believe, 120 or 130, which is what Dogtra, 127, okay? What I can tell you, I have shocked myself on every level of the Garmin. 7 high on the 550 is tremendous, is powerful. This Dogtra is a very powerful collar. So even on a 20, if you're shocking yourself on a 20, you can feel that tremendously if you're on a nerd. When you go up to a 25 or 30, you can really feel it come on. It's too much variation in my opinion. So what that means is to have to roll from this and start going up here, it's just, to me, when I'm really working a collar to work a dog and really, you know, you're rock and rolling with a dog, it's too much. It's just, you have to roll through this whole thing. Now, this has momentary power and continuous power and vibration. Does not have searchlights, does not have tone. I demand tone on a collar. We'll go over that in a minute. I'm fairly confident you could probably get a Dogtra that has searchlights. You could probably get a Dogtra that has tone. You could probably get a Dogtra that has all these features. However, I know this collar is not cheap. So for the price point of this collar, why it doesn't have at least tone on it is beyond me. I don't understand it at all. It should have tone. We teach tone recall. Continuous tone means recall, and a short blip of tone, something like this, is a warning to abort what you're doing. So we like the tone feature. Overall, 3 good collars, 3 different price points. I've worked with Garmin as far as their customer service countless times. It's fantastic and never have an issue at all. I have not worked with Dogtra's customer service because I don't work with Dogtra. That's my take. The Pro 550, the Sport Pro, the Dogtra 1900s, 3 good collars. Do your research. Contact a professional to help you ingrain the collar on the dog and condition the collar to work. So this is much more complex than just slapping an e-collar on a dog and start stimming the dog to get behavior modification. You're liable to do something really bad and/or have a very bad experience. So contact a professional that understands e-collars, understands how to implement them, understands how to condition them, and with a professional's help and an e-collar, you can do amazing things with your dog.